Hello, brothers and sisters. My name is Tukulula Simite. I'm here to talk about the Dome of the Rock, all the awful horror placed on top of the temple. Few days ago, about a week ago, I was in the hands of the police and all that, and they was kind of like it was a terrible situation that I was getting in. But it was because I didn't listen. Yahweh was giving me a direction. Our God gave me a direction to take, but I didn't take it. That reminds me of that story of Jonah, who was sent to do something, and then in the end he ended up in the belly of the fish for 3 days and 3 nights. So that's almost the same thing. It's different. I was 3 days under the police, and people was beating me up and say I've done this and that, and anyway, but through this day, this very day, to last night, with the dream that I had, then I figured out that I was supposed to continue with the videos. Let's go to Daniel 9, from verse 20 to verse 27. That's where we get all this, what was going to happen in Israel and what was going to happen, the period of time that Yahweh has set. Okay, so he was predicting about the coming of Yeshua, the Son of God, Yahweh's Son, and also his getting killed, and also the things that happen thereafter. Now, the most interesting part is that verse 27, it says that that ruler will have a firm agreement with many people for for 7 years, and after that time pass, he will put an end to daily sacrifices. The awful horror will be placed on top of the highest point of the temple. Now, to this day, people are still being puzzled about that. They are thinking of the future awful horror, and yet it's already been there at the time that has been predicted by Daniel. Now, the awful horror. Now, people are thinking of a sign that will be placed on top of the temple. The temple is the rock. That rock is that rock where Abraham was supposed to do sacrifice his son Isaac. He was supposed to make a burnt sacrifice of Isaac on that rock. So that is the temple. It was said in a way that those who has got wisdom will understand. Now for those who doesn't, then they will put a sign on top of the building, thinking that is the thing Yahweh was talking about, was giving that prophet Daniel that vision. If you listen to the prophecy, it says the awful horror will be placed on top of them, on the highest point of the temple. He didn't say the sign of the awful horror. He says the awful horror will be placed on top of the on the highest point of the temple. So that means that there is going to be something that is not belonging to Yahweh's family that will be built on top of that rock. And to this day, people doesn't even see. They look at it, but they don't see that that is the awful horror. So for the children of Israel, the ones that has just clicked onto this video, please, may you please destroy that awful horror, because its time has passed. Its time was passing in 1981. So far we are on the time, the period of time that Daniel was saying. When you go to Daniel 12, Daniel 12 verse 11, he says, from the time the daily sacrifices stopped, that is from the time the awful horror, it will be 1,290 days. So if you add that from the time when that thing was built, 691 after death, if you add 1,290 years, you will get to 1981. And it says, happy are those who remain faithful until 1335, which means if you add 1,335 years from 691, you will get to 2026. So we are in the period, the time period that was given by Daniel. So this is the time when this awful horror has to meet the end. May you please destroy that so that Yeshua can come. Our king needs to come to his home, but his home is not clean. His home, there is dirty in it. That thing, that awful horror needs to be bent or any way that it can be destroyed, but mostly by fire, because they have been destroying Yahweh's temple by fire. So that dome of the rock is not supposed to be there. There is no agreement that is supposed to be made. It is Yahweh's temple mount, and when we close that rock, we was closing everything. The people who put it there, they knew that that is Yahweh's focal point. So if you know you are Yahweh's child, you will understand what I mean, because he already have given you what to do. You the one who has been appointed to do what you're supposed to do. For this message is for Yahweh's children, for them to know that this is what is supposed to happen. So the olive oil has done its job, and then the lampstand is for burning. He is the one who is going to burn that dome of the rock. I do not know who is the lampstand. For if you don't do your job, you will end up getting the same problems as I have been. Now that I have given you the awful horror, what is the awful horror, you can go back to Daniel and read, and Yahweh will open your mind and you will know what to do. May you please destroy that. We need our king to come home. He must come and rule us. Shalom in Yeshua's wonderful name. Shalom.